you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. When your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Well, I could pay taxes. I could...
I used to think that was a fantastic comment. Really patriotic, makes you feel good. But it's sort of communistic in status.
Slightly, which is a little ironic coming from the guy who hated the communists. Which makes sense because they're the ones that actually killed him, were the communists and the aliens and the CIA and the FBI and the mafia and George Bush.
Yeah, and don't forget Ted Cruz's dad.
That's right. Yeah, he was the most important one. He was a communist, though, so we already kind of covered him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You want to start listing all the individual communists?
No, you did.
Well, there's
That's what I'm
Bill and Ted and George and Benny and Georgette and Colleen and Ralphie.
Jesus.
And Big Bob and Little Bob.
And Vladimir.
Vladimir.
That's the only Russian name I could think of.
Vladimir. And really, it's Hungarian, so...
What's
the
difference?
Vlad the Impaler was the original Dracula.
It's Vlad, not Vladimir.
It's Vladimir von Buchendrach.
Right. Look, we have way more than we have time for.
Yeah, all right, so let's get to it. Let's say it's Thursday, June 2nd. My gosh, we are right in the left ventricle of the summer, right? 2016? We're in the Freedom, I don't know. We're in the Freedom Studios on the 15th floor of the Patriot Towers in Liberty City. Where at, Nathan?
Ohio.
We are in Ohio. And you can call us at 248-455-6337. Give us your comments. Bitch us out. Tell us how great we are. Tell us how we stink.
And please don't call, though, to correct Brian about being in the middle of summer. He hates being corrected. He knows that it's not summer yet.
I know. That's why we're in the left ventricle. We're not quite in
What does that mean?
I don't know what it meant. I was trying to... never mind. Okay. We could talk...
just jump into some election stuff because that's boring.
I think
so. It's good to start with that.
We're going to start with the boring, and we're going to build up to the climax, and then unfortunately we'll run out of time when we get to the good stuff, and we'll say
right,
good night.
Which is honestly what we do every week.
I know
you enjoy the show so much when you listen, but just keep in mind that that's not even the best stuff. We never get to the best stuff. We have so much potential.
I think you're elaborating.
Elaborating?
Well, maybe.
I don't think elaborating is the word you were looking for.
No, it wasn't. I think you are extrapolating.
No?
No, I think you were being optimistic on people enjoying our show.
I don't know about that.
We can, just for fun, we can start out with a soundbite with Obama, or we can do a soundbite with Trump. Let's do the campaign. We're going to talk about Trump, a little bit about Jan Johnson, Gary Johnson, and Hillary. So, what do you want to do? You're in control. Steve's out sick.
I think this is because we're going to have a soundbite of Trump and we're going to have a soundbite of Obama. I think we can start with Obama. This was, I believe, the soundbite that Trump criticized him for. Oh no, that was Hillary Clinton. Never mind. He criticized Hillary Clinton. He criticized Hillary for using a teleprompter. So I got it mixed up because when I think teleprompter, I think Obama. But actually, I think this is evidence of what you get when Obama does not use a teleprompter.
If we turn against each other based on divisions of race or religion, if we fall for, a bunch of okey doke, just because it sounds funny or the tweets are provocative, then we're not going to build on the progress that we started.
And what Ivy League school did he go to build up that kind of vocabulary?
Yeah,
and that kind of narrative?
Holy cow.
I was going to say Obama was at the Humane Society when he gave that speach, but I guess we can't.
Jeez, I think someone's breaking into the studio is what's actually happening.
Let's see.
Holy cow. Yeah, okey doke.
Okey doke.
So what I'm wondering, first of all, was that
it was recent?
Was that like in reference to the kind of vocabulary that he thinks the people he's talking about? Because he talked about people that are sitting in cars and bars and at the VFW. Right, he referenced those in the same speech. So is he saying okey doke because he thinks that's how these people, Trump supporters, talk?
I don't know.
They say okey doke and I a lot?
Maybe.
I mean, is that...
I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah, with no teleprompter, that's what you get.
Yeah. It's not easy being the
first
Muslim president.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. I saw somebody wrote a book, and it was why the United States will never have an atheist president or something like that. And I thought about you when I saw the book.
Why would you think about me?
Because you're unsure of our president's...
religious affiliations?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, anyway, Trump claimed he donated somewhere around $6 million to some veteran groups. It turns out that wasn't exactly true, so he's a horrible, horrible person, only donating $5.6 million. We talked about this last week, I think.
Yeah.
He got asked some questions about that, kind of responded to it. I think we'll play that because he kind of hit on one of the reporters, like in typical Trump fashion, right?
Well, I want to say something about the actual reporter that he is referring to is the same reporter that said that the woman that came out and claims that Bill Clinton raped her is lying and that it's a closed case and there's no evidence and she should just shut up.
Mm-hmm. So
where
you're saying...
if it had been anybody else and they were the rape victim, the liberal left would be all for...
Yeah, absolutely.
The person that got raped and vilified whoever was accused.
Whether it was true or not, right?
Like Bill Cosby or somebody.
Yeah, and Hillary Clinton herself likes to make statements that everybody that claims rape needs to be listened to.
It's funny you should say Hillary Clinton because apparently she's the one that kind of squashed all these girls that came up with these accusations.
Sure. Of course.
So he is kind of what Trump said he is.
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay.
Well, the veterans believe me. Let me tell you the veterans why they believe. And I have one group was here that I could have asked all these groups to come here, and they could have I didn't want to do that. I'm not looking for credit. But what I don't want is when I raise millions of dollars, have people say, like this sleazy guy right over here from ABC. He's a sleaze in my book. You're a sleaze because you know the facts, and you know the facts well. Go ahead. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
So we edited this a little bit just for time, but this was, I think, a representative from one of the groups,
right,
or something. Also, a state rep from whichever
Hampshire.
state I think he's going to say. But he kind of hits the nail on the head
about the media in particular.
Yeah.
I think.
First of all, for the record, I'm a state representative from New Hampshire. 10 years on the Veterans Affairs Committee, 22 years in the Marine Corps, retired first sergeant. What I want to clarify here, first of all, I would never, ever in a million years put my name on a candidate that did not, from his heart, look me in the eye and tell me he's concerned about veterans. That's Donald Trump. I met him over a year ago. I've been involved with many fundraisers. There are many scam artists out there. He did the right thing by vetting these groups there. If you look at some of the groups that are giving 20 cents, 40 cents on the dollar, and they're spending the rest for, their, nice lavish trips. He gave 100%. The liberal media is the only ones that have been calling me on the foundation. All right, I'm the former chairman. I've been dealing with this stuff for years as a veterans activist. Stop using veterans as political pawns. You got a guy outside McCoy. Go do a Google search on his Facebook. He's out there. His pictures with Clinton. They are using veterans as political pawns. It must stop. Donald Trump is doing this for the heart. You're all focused on the way he's raising money, and you're not looking at the 22 veterans that are killing each other every day. You're not concerned about the thousands of veterans that are on wait lists. Look at his plan on his Trump's website. He talks about medical cards. He talks about fixing the VA. He talks about competition. I think the liberal media, and I've been dealing with you a long time, you need to get your head out of your butt, focus on the real issues. Thank you.
Do you think he was passionate about that?
No. Yeah. You don't want to see him when he gets passionate about something.
You don't want to see me when I get passionate. Yeah, he kind of hits the nail on the head. And speaking of, the liberal left and the Democrats using veterans, there was a picture of Hillary in a Memorial Day parade, and in the background is some guy dressed in a naval uniform, right? Dress white. Mm-hmm. With a tilted hat. The medals were on wrong. He's wearing sunglasses, and he's walking behind her, obviously not a real naval person. Yeah. So the media, or at least the right-winged, are saying, well, they probably hired somebody. Maybe not. I don't know that you can go that far that it was meditated to be there, but he was certainly allowed to be there. And what some military people pointed out is that if you are active military, you can't wear your uniform if you're supporting a political candidate. So if he was really active, now I suppose he could be retired, but his medals were put on all haphazard, and it just didn't look right. Yeah. And like his hat was tilted off to the side. He looked like a drunken sea captain.
Well,
he's an admiral.
So you think it's a case of stolen valor? Is that what you're saying? Should he be prosecuted?
No, because stolen valor is only when you profit from it. You can dress up like anybody's uniform.
The check that the Clinton campaign gave him afterwards.
Only
sounds
if he
like profit.
Yeah, but only if he were being paid as an actual legitimate. I mean, lots of actors wear military uniforms, and they get paid for wearing that uniform. So that's
it's only
not
if
the
you
point.
try to defraud people, right?
I think it's if you present yourself as a legitimate veteran,
like
or active
walking in a Memorial Day parade.
Well, there's nothing stopping me from dressing up in any kind of uniform and walking in a memorial.
There's a couple things stopping you.
Well, yeah, they don't come in my size, but that would be the major thing. But other than that, nothing stops me from doing that. It's only when I go to the crowds and say, "Give me money, I'm a veteran."
Right.
Would I be in trouble?
Like all the guys
law.
on the corner downtown with the signs?
If they're wearing uniforms.
So you can say you're a veteran and ask for money.
I think
you
so.
You just can't look like one.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So police officers have more protection from being impersonated than veterans do.
No, you can dress up in police uniforms.
Yeah, but I can't say that I'm. Well, you can dress up in military uniforms.
Right. You just can't say you just can't say you're active. Right. Or you're really a officer.
All right. Let's move on. This is boring.
Yeah. All right. So, getting into the third candidate, because we're going to have Hillary, we're going to have Trump, and we're going to have Jan Janssen.
Yep, we are.
And
it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I heard. Now, I don't know if it's been vetted or not, and some people are saying there were extenuating circumstances, but apparently at the convention, one of the runners-up, and I can't think of who it was now. Do you
Austin
remember?
Peterson.
Austin Peterson gave Gary Johnson a very nice replica of George Washington's flintlock.
Yep.
And the story goes that shortly after he got it, he was seen tossing it into the trash.
Yep.
And someone actually picked it out of the trash, had pictures on Twitter and all that of them with a gun, and then